That's what's up. Happy birthday, baby. And then we slowly take it out. Even though it doesn't sound like it, that's what it does, according to Nick. I'm taking his word for it. And hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else. It is, I don't know, I guess it's the Positively Awesome Wrestling Show, but I'm joined with Nick the Geek from the Wrestling Legion, so it's just a collaborative effort. Fumbling over words already, but y'all know how that works. And we're here for a special edition of the AEW Prediction Show. So, it's been a while since we've been here to talk about AEW. We missed a few weeks there. You know, life gets in the way. That's how it is. And we're earlier today. I was hoping to just get it done so that we're not in the wee hours of the night.
Mate, this is great for me. It's not 2 a.m.
I was trying to be helpful here. So that's why we're doing it at this time today. How the heck have you been? And how have you been enjoying some wrestling, man? Because it's been a while.
Honestly, my life's been chaotic the last month.
Awesome.
No, not awesome.
Chaotic.
My mum's been in hospital.
Okay.
Also, it's going crazy. I'm going away tomorrow for 2 weeks with my sister because it's her birthday. So that means I'm going to miss All In and I'm going to miss Bash in Berlin.
Oh my goodness.
Which I'm really annoyed about. And I'm also going to miss the World of Warcraft new expansion launch, which is tonight.
I think we're good from that one, though. I think we're all right missing World of Warcraft.
But as far as wrestling goes, WWE's been great. You must be over the moon because your, shall we say, storyline.
It's mine. It is mine.
Beat for beat, gone exactly as you said it would go.
It is mine.
It is. They literally listened to this show a year and a half ago. They took Jimmy's idea and they put it on TV. So
I don't know if you saw, but apparently the rumor is that Triple H just be scrolling during shows to see what people's opinions are. He clearly stumbled across the show. He liked what I put out there. He put it out there for the rest of them. And literally everyone else loves it. And if they don't love it, they hate it. So it's one of those storylines that works perfectly because it gets people talking. It's amazing. I knew it would be. That's why I came up with it. And it was off the top of my head. That's how genius this guy is. And that's why I am the prediction show champion as well as the Wrestling With Your Thoughts champion. But that's for another day. He says he's the future AEW predictions champion, but he said that last time. It didn't work out very well for him.
Just to warm up, I went with my heart, not with my head. Today is different.
To be fair, you would have tied with me, but I had to eliminate one of the questions because I didn't watch the match that would have been. I didn't watch the Orange Cassidy Zack Sabre Jr. match, so I wasn't able to get persuaded into enjoying a Zack Sabre Jr. match. That's the only reason you didn't tie with me. So
I know.
I felt it was just the right thing to do to give you another opportunity to get the champ.
Well, it's only fair, Jim.
But boom, going to get knocked out again because that's what we do. And we have Courtney in the chat. What is up? Thank you for joining us, Courtney, as always. And yes, Jimmy is always right, except for when he's wrong. But when he's wrong, it's just because plans changed. That's the way of the world. But before we get into the predictions real quick, how would you rate last night's Dynamite for a go-home show?
80%.
What is the one thing from that show you did not like? I'm assuming that it was one thing, if you're that high.
Oh, Mercedes and Britt.
You didn't like it?
Terrible. No, I don't think Britt felt comfortable. It came across like she still seemed a bit trepidatious about the match with Mercedes. And honestly, I'm not really liking anything Mercedes is doing. She's a great heel. She should have been a heel from the day she showed up in the company, which would have helped. But
we're going to be excited to see her. I don't think you could have really done it that way.
No, true. Especially in Boston.
Yeah.
But I thought it was okay. But I'm not 100% sold on the Shawn Michaels Diesel pairing of Mercedes and Camille. It's a little.
What is up, Russ? Thank you for joining.
Hello, Russ.
Good to see you, bud.
Yeah, so that was about it. I had loved the Ospreay MJF segment. I thought it was fantastic. Will really got to be Will, which was good, and MJF got to be MJF, which was good. The main event which was obviously another promo, which was Swerve and Daniel.
I wasn't mad.
Brian, no, that was really good. Swerve is fully healing it up, even though he's technically a babyface. And Brian has done what he always does, which is use a 30-second promo to make people believe. Because he's been the best wrestler in the world for 25 years. And part of the reason behind that is Brian's ability to make people believe. Even though, I'm sorry, he ain't winning.
Yeah, this is gonna get interesting. I will say the Will Ospreay thing. I do want to get this out, put this out here because, Will Ospreay was incredible last night.
Yeah,
like incredible. I've heard, like, I've been one of the people. I don't think he's been that good of a promo, but since he's been in AEW, he's been winning me over. And last night was the final like piece. I'm all in on the dude. Like, no pun intended. That was crazy. But if you would have told me a year ago that you put Will Ospreay in a promo battle with MJF, give them both 2 live microphones, and Will Ospreay was not just going to beat MJF, he was going to body him, I would have laughed in your face and never blocked you, never talked to you again because I think you're an idiot. But that's exactly what happened last night.
Yep.
He, as I put, he ethered him. Like, it wasn't even close. MJF came across as a cornball.
Yeah, completely and utterly. Well, my issue with Max is I like Max. We both do. Right, the guy's great, but he's trying too hard, and he's doing the same shtick that he's been doing for 5 years, but with a different opponent. That's Max's problem. It's like Sai, our friend from Wrestling Legion, check us out, has basically pointed out that Max is running promos from MLW word for word.
Is he?
He's literally, you watch his old MLW stuff. He's literally cutting promos from MLW now. He's just changing the opponent, but it's the same goddamn promo that he did 7 years ago. Yeah,
see, I was thinking about this. Like, it doesn't look like he's evolving. I thought he was when he did the babyface run in AEW, because I was one of the few who did enjoy that. So it was something different. I thought, even though he was kind of running the same shtick, it just felt different, and I liked it. Okay, this is how someone evolves. This is the Chris Jericho thing.
Yeah,
this is what you need to do to stay relevant. And then he just kind of devolved, and now we're back to what we were kind of tired of, and it just doesn't work. It's not working at all. Like,
the one thing I did enjoy was him losing his cool and revealing the reason that he hates Will.
The insecurity. It's a very nice little thing he did, and it helped.
Yeah, it's pure insecurity.
I think it helped him from, I guess it made him look vulnerable, and maybe that's why he's a cornballing it up. But again, I think he's just kind of out of material, and he needs to find something. Honestly,
I think he does.
This isn't a knock on the dude, because he's been one of the best wrestlers in the world for the past 5 years. But you have to evolve. If you don't, that's what happens.
You get beating your head against a brick wall. Otherwise, it just gets stale.
You get massacred if you don't evolve in a promo battle with someone who's very real, and the people are very much behind. But I did want to get that point out there. I'm very much looking forward to talking about Swerve versus Bryan Danielson now, because we are on a completely different side of the fence there. So that's good news. That's very good news. But I'm going to go. I went to cagematch.net, that great website that does the blah, blah. I don't care about the reviews, though. It is a very, very good website for information, though. And I was able to get the card. I got the card right in front of us. And for the main show, as of right now, there's 9 matches. That's a good spot to be in.
Yes, it is.
You and I know damn well they're going to add 3 or 4 matches between them.
Collision hasn't happened yet.
Well, it's been taped.
Oh, do you want to know who the 4th team in the ladder match is?
We'll get there. I don't want to do it right out the gate, but we will get there.
Cool.
But before we even start, I want to do a prediction of, we have to create a match. I do this every show, and I never get a match. I don't know why. It just never happens. But we're going to try and predict the match that gets added onto the card. This is worth 2 points instead of 1, because again, it is kind of out of nowhere. So I'm gonna if you want me to go first while you think, I will.
Go first. I'll have a think about this.
Okay, I'm going to say that we get Saraya, because I feel like she should be on the card in some way, shape, or form. And if this is on 0 hour, it still counts. Against Mina Shirakawa.
That's what I was gonna say.
What I took it from you, so you can't now.
That's literally what I was going to say.
I think if you have Mina available, you use her. Especially since she'll be part of the show later in the night. And, Saraya just fought Tony a few weeks ago. Saraya fought Mariah May. So there's reasons to kind of have this in here. Mina's just the third option there. Put her in there with Saraya. That way Saraya gets on the card and you're utilizing Marina because she's amazing. So that's my choice.
Right. I'm just going to go for one that's totally random. The returning Danny Garcia versus Tommy Billington.
Okay, who?
Dynamite Kid.
Who was the first one? I didn't hear the first name.
Danny Garcia.
Oh.
He's going to show up. Now, I don't know if he's going to be involved in the Will versus Max match, but I don't think he should. But I think he deserves a big return, and there's no bigger return to do it in the Wembley crowd against a hometown guy, because I think he's going to be a heel when he comes back. So,
you think he's coming back?
I hope he's coming back.
All right.
I gotta pick something.
Okay, so that kind of goes. I was gonna say for our second bonus question here, I want to pick a surprise return or debut. Here's the rules, though. You can't bring up the person I told you about prior to going on air because that's a likely possibility.
Yeah, okay. No, that's fine.
I'll let everyone else find out that name on their own. I don't like
Jay White.
Okay, you think Jay White is returning?
Yes, and I think he's going to be in the Casino Gauntlet.
Son of a butt, that was probably going to be mine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick with the ladies' side, and I'm going to say we finally get the return of Jamie Hayter.
Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be really nice. She's got to be due. She's ready to come back. She's had surgery. She's had rehab. She's done everything else. So.
I don't even know what she was out for. That's what kind of it was. A shoulder.
She destroyed her shoulder. She destroyed her shoulder. She needed reconstructive surgery on it.
I was thinking concussion, but shoulder. That's crazy. It's taking this long. But all right. I don't know the order of this show, as always. I'm just going to do it in the order of matches that I think the ones that I'm least interested in, all the way to the ones I'm the most interested in, except for the main event. The main event is clearly Swerve and Bryan Danielson, so I'm putting that as the last one. Yeah. But everything else is in the order of how I'm interested in. So, starting off, this might be a surprise. It might not be a surprise. Either way, I think you would probably guess that I'm putting this first. The tag team title match between the Young Bucks, who are the champions, taking on FTR. Don't know why. And the Acclaimed, because
I do.
Everybody used to love the Acclaimed, and now we're just kind of like on the fence about it. Mm-hmm. But I digress. Interest level in this match. Who do you think is winning? And yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Interest level and who do you think?
Interest level in this match is about a 5 out of 10. Because I love tag team wrestling. So, and as much as I think the Young Bucks are a pair of arseholes, not just on camera, they are in real life.
Not my words.
They're great. They're really good at the job. FTR are really good at the job, and the Acclaimed are really good at the job. As far as who's winning, the Acclaimed.
Really?
The Acclaimed are going to win because that's going to set up the rubber match, the fifth match between FTR and the Bucks as a number one contenders match for the Acclaimed. That's literally the reason this match is happening. It's so they can get the rubber match between the Bucks and FTR without the titles involved to get them a shot at the tag titles. The winner becomes 3-time tag champs. And the Acclaimed will lose that title match.
So they're just being fed.
Yeah.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible, but that's what Tony does.
So. A lot of people like to say, they fumbled. That's the famous popular word these days. Ricky Starks and Wardlow. I think one of the bigger ones is the Acclaimed.
Agreed. They were the most overact in the company for about 6 months.
I feel they were the most over tag team in all of wrestling there for a few months.
Yes, they were.
And then they just kind of killed their momentum and did nothing. I was like, why?
Well, they just took the belts off them so they could do FTR versus the Bucks at last year's All In.
Yeah.
It was stupid.
Against the Guns, and then they didn't do anything with the gun. It was like...
No. It was really dumb.
But... The reason this is my least interested, I would have put this match higher on the card if it was just the Young Bucks versus the Acclaimed. I think forcing FTR into this was incredibly stupid. I don't get it. And again, this is coming from a guy. I got my Dax and Cash figures right here. I got the FTR. I don't hate FTR. I do think I'm kind of just a little bit, kind of just old to me at this point. I don't think they've taken a long enough break. Okay. I think they've been consistent since they got in AEW, and I know that. But it's just how I feel. I do love.
Wise man once said, "Less is more."
Yeah, and they really haven't evolved their characters at all. And again, that's just my preference. Is what it is. They're a great tag team. I just think this was forced. And I don't like it when things feel this forced.
No, it was. But as I say, I honestly think the reason they're doing it is to see. There we go. The reason FTR are in this match, Courtney, is so the Acclaimed can win, and then the Young Bucks can wrestle the FTR for their 5th and rubber match to decide that the Young Bucks are a better team, because that's what they're going to do. And then we're going to get the Acclaimed versus the Young Bucks 1-on-1 for the 3rd time.
Oh my goodness! So I'm going to say I think the Young Bucks retain here.
Okay.
And I think a lot of that has to just do with I don't think we're gonna get a WWE show here like SummerSlam where like all the titles are changing hands. I don't think that's happening. And if I'm looking at the rest of them and how a lot of the other matches are gonna go, in my opinion, how I think they're gonna go, I say this is not one of the ones that's changing hands.
Okay.
I think we have to have the Young Bucks as champions if we're gonna get a Kenny Omega return with the Golden Lovers and a Young Bucks.
But
so,
according to our dear friend Dave Meltzer, the paragon of information, there is still no return date for Kenny.
Yeah, Dave Meltzer, I don't trust anything the fucker says. And that's...
No, neither do I. But he's obsessed with Kenny Omega. So I'm
obsessed with Dominic Mysterio. I don't know what
diverticulitis surgery. Diverticulitis surgery is no small thing. That's
for sure. It's
not your intestines removed.
I know it's not, but I mean the tag team division AEW hasn't been anything special, and I think you could easily have the Young Bucks win here. No. Defend it.
I think to have Kenny and Kota come back as a tag team is perfect because one, it protects Kenny because he's gonna need to take it a bit easy, even though Kenny and Kota don't really know the meaning of taking it easy. The other thing,
do whatever he wants. Kenny just needs to take it easy.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Kota Ibushi just broke both his ankles a few months ago.
Throw some cast on him, give him some crutches, and he'll go out there and wrestle. That's just
I know.
Isn't he just a crazy
person? When he came back, the match he had with Marufuji a couple of months ago was not good.
I don't want to say the dude's washed because I don't really know crap
Kota Ibushi is not the wrestler he was 5 years ago.
I've not been impressed with what I've seen.
He's not the wrestler I saw 2 years ago at GCW in LA.
But all right. So you have the Acclaimed and I have the Young Bucks. I'm just glad neither one of us took FTR because my goodness, they should not be in this match. I'm so
they shouldn't. They should just be the Acclaimed and the Bucks.
It annoys me that I have to be negative against FTR. That's how much I do enjoy their wrestling. It's just come on. So we'll move on to the next match, in which this easily could have been the number one match as well, but the FTR thing really just bugs me. Sorry, I don't know why. But the next match on the card, the FTW Championship between the Learning Trees, Chris Jericho, who is the For the World Champion, and he is taking on a one-eyed Hook. So, same question here. Interest level for this match, and who do you have winning?
My interest level is quite high. I'd say it's about an 8 because, as you know, I've been a big proponent of Taz's Kid for years. I think Hook has bags of potential.
Yeah,
if he is handled right, he could become a big star. However, Chris Jericho lost at last year's All In against Will Ospreay. Chris Jericho traditionally doesn't lose on back-to-back repeat pay-per-views.
Did he win the
However,
first?
Hook's winning.
You think Hook's winning?
Hook's winning. I think Jericho is a lot smarter than people give him credit for, and he listens to all the Jericho Vortex crap online. And the basic rule is that if you get sucked into the Jericho Vortex, all Jericho does is feed off your life energy, and then you end up in the exact same position, if not worse than you were when you get out of the feud. I think Jericho is trying to use this feud to elevate Hook. And also, it is an FTW title match, which means we will probably get the return of Samoa Joe, who's just finished filming, and Shibata, because someone's got to take out Hook, someone's got to take out the Redwood and the Bad Apple. So I think we get the return of Joe, I think we get the return of Shibata, and I think Hook leaves with the title.
Okay, I don't have much to say about this one. I'm one of the people who has enjoyed the Learning Tree stuff, so I'm good.
So I
do see potential in Hook. I don't think he's evolved as much as he probably should have.
He hasn't.
At this point.
He hasn't.
He's still just kind of the guy who goes in there and suplexes. They need to keep a microphone away from him. Sorry, but he doesn't.
The only thing Hook should say is "beat me if you can, survive if I let you."
I don't even know if I like that.
Taz's old tagline. Use Taz's old tagline. Say nothing else, right? And just beat people up. Be the silent destroyer. That's what his dad was.
That. I think he should just never talk, and I think it would work for him. I think he has that the aura, whatever other word we want to use. I think he has that to him when he's silent. Just get in the ring, the potato chips, bell rings, whoop their ass. When they're done, grab your potato chips, eat them, walk to the back. Like, it's that simple. I think that kind of stuff works in AEW. It doesn't work.
It does.
But it does work in AEW. And I think but as soon as he opens his mouth, I automatically am kind of taken back a little bit. Like, that doesn't sound like a killer to me.
He is. That's the problem with him. He doesn't sound like the character he's portrayed as.
Yes. Yeah. So that's my issue with Hook. I'm not like hating on him. I don't think he's evolved to where I think he could be. Mm-hmm. And stop talking, man. But yeah, Hook's winning. I can't see him not win. If Chris Jericho doesn't do the job here, retire. I'm with it. Even though I enjoyed the point. Retire, man, because what are we doing here? You're not helping anything.
Yeah.
And my excitement level for this, the Bucks is a 2. That's how I just don't care. This match, I'm at like a 6 or 7 because I don't mind Chris right now, and it's
going to be fun.
I do enjoy
this match. Should be fun.
I think Hook can have some good matches, so I'll put that at a 2. But we both took Hook. Good God,
yeah,
it's the first time we've disagreed. So we will move on to the next match, and we're going to get some bonus points in this one. We are doing the Casino Gauntlet for the world's title. I don't know why I put show in there, but I did. I'll leave it. I'll live with my mistakes. So far in this match, we have Orange Cassidy, Hangman Page, Evil Uno, Kyle O'Reilly, and Mark Briscoe. Those are the 5 names that I saw listed for this match. Which means that I think there's 15 free spots. Yep. So first thing I'll ask is I want you to give me 2 names that you think will be part of this match. And I'm going to keep the same rules before. You can't bring up the guy that we talked about prior to the show.
That's fine. I will bring up more than 2 names. Michael Oku. Michael Oku.
Who?
Michael Oku. Michael Oku is going to be in this match. And the Proto Star, Kyle Fletcher.
Okay.
In fact, I'll give you 3. Takeshita.
Nope. Who?
All right, well, Takeshita.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. But who do you have winning?
Oh, Page. Anybody but Hangman Page wins this match, it makes no goddamn sense. Because we've said this before, not that a lot of people agree with this analogy, but Swerve versus Hangman is their Rock versus Austin. It is. It's the feud that people care about, and it's the feud they can keep going back to. To not have Page, the only reason to not have Page win this match is to have somebody debut that costs him, and then he goes into a feud with that person to hold him off before he goes to Swerve, while Swerve gets his next challenger. But Page is winning.
Okay. So, the reason I have this so low, because I love these kinds of matches. They're just fun.
It's a great match. It's a genius idea for a match. It's basically a Royal Rumble where the first pin wins. That's brilliant.
It's fun. My only issue with it is, like you just said, Hangman Page is clearly winning this match. If he doesn't, thank you. I won't be mad if he doesn't. But it's clear to me that he is, just because of how things are going. But then again, you know what? Never mind. I changed my mind on that. No, I don't. Okay, I'm confused at this point. I'm confusing myself. I'm just going to get on with my answers. First up, for a person in this match, I'm going to do the Tommy Billington, Dynamite Kid. I think he's going to be in this match. I don't want to use the Jay White one because you did say that earlier. I'm not gonna piggyback off you. I know that's wrong. I'm not gonna do it.
I didn't use it twice. You're not allowed to use it.
Let me think for a second. You know, Will Hobbs. I'm gonna go with Will Hobbs here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's see Hobbs back. It's been a while.
And then, unfortunately, I'm gonna take Hangman Page to win it as well.
Because you're not an idiot, Jim. Because you're not an idiot.
I had to think about it because it didn't make sense based on other things, which I'll talk about in a little while. But then I thought about it and I was like, oh no, I still find a way to get back there, so it's all good. I'll stick with it. So that's who we have. You have Michael Oku.
Yeah, Michael Oku.
And then Kyle Fletcher, and then I have Tommy Billington and Will Hobbs. So that's it. We're both excited about it, and that's good because again, it is a fun match. But
yeah, it's gonna be right, love.
I hope it's not as predictable as it comes across.
It does seem that way.
Yeah. Next match up. I'm excited for this one because, again, I love ladder matches. I think they're just tons of fun. You don't need to have story with these. Just throw people in the ring and let them act stupid. Yeah. And the Trios Championship ladder match is between the Patriarchy, who is the champions, along with Killshot. He's the fourth member here. Versus Bang Bang Gang versus the House of Black versus the Mystery Team. So,
would you like to know who the Mystery Team is?
I have the Mystery Team here, and I'm just, if you don't want to know it, to anybody who's watching, skip this part or mute me. Yep. I don't know.
You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time to spoil the show. Claudio, Pac, and Wheeler Useless. For some reason,
Bastard Combat Club.
That is dumb. That kind, like, man, I'm not mad about Claudio being in a ladder match because Claudio is tons of fun. I'm not mad about Pac because he's gonna fly off the ladder and it's gonna be cool. I'm not too thrilled about Wheeler Useless being in this thing. Say what you want. Is he a good wrestler? Yes. I just don't care. Like
he's Ricky Steamboat's estranged son, and nobody gives one.
I feel like that's disrespectful to Ricky Steamboat, honestly. That's just, again, he is an incredible wrestler. He truly is.
Oh, he's great in the ring. He's just boring.
Just don't care. So with that, interest levels for this match, and who do you have winning, and who do you have pulling the titles down?
Oh, interest level.
Into a really cool story.
Interest level 9.
What's that?
9 for interest level.
Oh, okay.
I love ladder matches. You've got 12 guys in a ladder match. This is going to be great. As far as who's winning, I'm going with the House of Black. Yeah, I'm going with the House of Black. And I think Brody pulls the belts down.
Okay, so I'm going to say this real quick. I love that you're giving Brody King any kind of love here because, hell yeah, that is awesome. Man, how cool would it be to see Brody King versus Braun Breaker? Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That's totally off topic. I'm going to go with the Patriarchy. I think they retain here, but
that was my other option, but I thought I'm going to go for a title change.
I think Killshot takes those titles down.
Kill Switch, Jimmy. Kill Switch.
I don't give a shit. It's a stupid name. You're right. Swerve's Killshot.
Yeah, but Swerve is Killshot.
So Kill Switch. You know what? Screw that. Luchasaurus pulling those titles down. I'm not calling him Kill Switch. I'm not doing it. It's Luchasaurus. He's pulling those titles down, and he's going to be very reluctant to hand them over to Papa Christian. I think
and Mother Wayne.
I think that's what we're doing there. I don't know how well it's going to go for Luchasaurus in the long run. I don't think he has it in him to be on his own and have a nice run.
It's because he sucks, Jim.
Doesn't he's very
No, he sucks. They chopped his head off in Lucha Underground for a reason. He's terrible. He's always been terrible. The man was a dead weight around Jack Perry's feet. He's now a dead weight around Christian Cage's feet and a dead weight around Nick Wayne's feet. The guy is all right in the ring, but that's it.
Yeah, he's all right, and he has a good character. That's all it takes. You know who else is
no character?
Right?
His character is I dress like a dinosaur. That's not a character.
Cool, man. That's fun. That's fun. What are you talking about, man? Get out of here. You know who else is just okay in the ring and has a really great character? The fucking GOAT, Dominic Mysterio. So
yeah, but Dom has a great character. He has a character. He has a
good character. It's just not for you.
No, he doesn't. He has a mask. That is not a good character.
He's a good character, man.
Oh, I strongly disagree.
That's fine. We're allowed to disagree sometimes. Sometimes, as long as we don't disagree on the fact that Dominic Mysterio is the GOAT. And on to the next one. I can't believe I even have this match that high on the show because, unfortunately, the suspension really kind of threw a wrench in the build for this match. That is unfortunate. But this is kind of the match I wanted to see when she got there because it's Mercedes versus AEW's girl. Like, Britt is the one. Whether people want to admit it anymore or not, you're crazy if you're not.
Britt Baker was the women's division when there was no women's division.
So this is the match, and I think it's a great idea to put it. Like I called it. I was like, this is the match. You should have it all in. I think you should have Mercedes versus Britt, and they're doing it. So good. The suspension really kind of screwed things up here, I think, though. And the build was
lackluster.
We were talking about it earlier, and you didn't like the segment from last night. I didn't really hate. I didn't hate it. But I really loved Britt's line. You were one of four. I am one of one.
That was a good line.
And I don't want to hear about taking shots again. That's not a shot at WWE. They just reference WWE. And AEW, I think they should be able to allow to reference things that happen in WWE without it being a problem. Because they happened. We're not going to pretend it didn't happen. It did. And there wasn't an ounce of lie to it. It was 100% true.
Yeah.
Britt, when she was injured, put the women's division on her back. And she's been there since day one, grinding and busting her ass to get it to a certain point.
To the point that she gave herself a stroke.
Her matches with Thunder Rosa, great. I think her title run was very, very good. It's underrated, honestly. Is she the best in the ring? No. But again, like I've said a million times, you don't have to be the best in the ring when you are literally great at everything else you do.
Everything else.
And that's what Britt does. So I would have loved to seen a little bit more build for this match. But I am excited to see what Mercedes Moné, the greatest woman wrestler in the world, get out of here, can do with Britt Baker.
That should be good.
And that's not a knock on Mercedes. She is really good in ring wrestler. I'm not that at all.
No, she is. She's not as good as she thinks she is, though.
I don't think she's what everyone else tries to make her out to be. She's just really good. She's good at the in-ring stuff. Britt's good at everything else. If you combine them, they'd be a perfect wrestler. So I'm very looking forward to this. Unfortunately, I'm taking Mercedes here. I don't see her losing anytime soon, which is a shame. But it is what it is. I hate to bet against Britt. I do.
I do. But Britt Baker made the Chronicle Wrestling sin of holding the belt above her head before the match. She touched the title. She held the title above her head. As much as I want Britt Baker to win the TBS Championship, to become the first woman in the company to hold both belts, which Britt should be, I'm also taking Mercedes.
It's insane to me. Man, I would love for Britt to win. I'll gladly be wrong if Britt gets the win here.
If Britt Baker wins this match, I'll be over the moon. But I'm like you. I just don't see Tony having Mercedes lose anytime soon.
I like your optimism. I truly do. So this isn't for any points or anything, but based on all of the drama, if you believe all this stuff and whatnot, do you think this could possibly be Britt Baker's last match in AEW?
No.
You don't think there's any chance of that at all?
Well, admittedly, there's a small chance. I mean, she split up with Adam Cole. She's recently been suspended, but I think she loves that company. Like, she loves working there. It's made her name, and I don't see her wanting to leave. Like, so I'm going to say she's sticking around.
Okay, that's fair. I don't think she's leaving either. But just a scenario here. Let's just say you do, like, we just went over what she did for this company and the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel like they kind of cast her to the side a little bit in favor of
Yeah.
So
they cast her to the side inside of Tony Storm, in favor of Saraya, for every new flavor of the month they bring in.
So do you think, did Saraya beat Britt in that feud? So I'm just using the CM Punk thing because this is kind of what forced CM Punk to finally just kind of walk out on WWE, is he constantly was being fed to people that were being favored over him that probably shouldn't have been. I think in hindsight, we can say Saraya shouldn't have went over on Britt. I think that was silly. Tony Storm, that's fine because Tony Storm has put the division on her back as well, and she's been fantastic.
Tony's literally been the best thing to happen to AEW's women's division since Britt Baker.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then Mariah May is right after that. Yeah. Mariah May is one of the best things that happened to the company in general, but that's just me being a fanboy. I don't think Britt's leaving, but I think if there's any truth to anything that's been happening or anything like that, I think there's ammunition there to give her reason to be like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
To be cast to the side in favor of other flavors of the month. At some point, you can't keep throwing your big dogs to the wolves.
No. Eventually, they bite back.
Eventually, things are going to break. And but again, that's just talking. I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I'm not even saying any of the shit that happened was truthful as far as what we heard. I don't know. I'm just a fan. But, I hope she doesn't leave. Same thing with Punk. I didn't want Punk to leave either. I like AEW's roster. I want to stay that way. But we'll move on to the next match because I rambled on a little bit. We went sideways. But next up, this match went down one after what happened last night.
Okay.
But I'm still excited about it. The TNT title, it's a casket match, correct? Or coffin,
yes.
Casket.
Coffin match.
I don't give a shit. They're the same thing. Jack Perry, your TNT champion, with his sick new title, taking on Darby Allin. And man, that title looks like it's made for Darby Allin. So it
really does.
But it also looks like the truck that Jack Perry's riding around too. So it's like,
what? I have a bit of information for you.
Oh no!
Guess who's in London?
Sting. Is he?
Yep.
I don't give a shit. I'm taking Jack Perry.
Darby's winning, mate. Darby's winning, mate.
Darby Allin is getting a title match for the AEW World Championship.
Yes, I know. And he's going to do it as TNT champion.
No, I can't see that happen. I can't see it happen. I think, oh my. Let me just go ahead and see why.
It's a coffin match. Darby's never lost.
It's
his match.
I don't care.
Just like Undertaker didn't lose coffin matches, dude. Darby don't lose coffin matches.
Undertaker didn't lose at WrestleMania until he did, though.
True.
This is why I refuse to believe Darby Allin's winning. Let's go, Darby. And again, the same thing with FTR here, except for I'm not tired of Darby Allin. I think he's literally a top 5 wrestler in the world. That's how highly I regard Darby Allin. Him winning this match would literally defeat the purpose of everything they've done for Jack Perry in the last 2 months.
I know. It's what I'm hoping.
Wash it. Just like get rid of it. Take him off TV. Don't even bring him back on.
It's what I'm hoping for my spirit animal here.
Look,
there's a reason that he sat behind me.
And again, we all know how much I love
Jack Perry was not punished for what happened.
Yes, he was.
No. He was taken off TV for 4 months.
He was suspended for like 2 months.
He went to Japan in 3 weeks.
He was still suspended from AEW.
No, he was still wrestling in Japan on the regular 3 weeks after it happened.
Not that soon, buddy. It wasn't that soon.
It was 3 weeks later. He showed up, tore his contract up at Genesis, and then they were off to the races, dude. I watched it live.
I don't think it was 3 weeks. I know it happened.
3 weeks.
I know it happened, and it maybe happened 3 weeks. It didn't seem like
it was 3 weeks later. He wasn't punished at all. His punishment is to lose to one of the 4 horsemen.
No. And again, if he wasn't punished then, why punish him now?
Because Tony is petty.
No, Tony isn't petty.
Yes, he is.
Tony's dumb. He's not petty.
He is petty because he keeps accusing WWE of contract tampering with the Lucha Brothers, who have had nothing to do with WWE yet, just internet pundits setting up rumors and misinformation.
Oh,
and yet he keeps accusing Triple H of contract tampering and threatening to sue because he is a petty, petty little man.
Hold on. I'm going to just end that one real quick. You want to know why he can't? You want to know why he hasn't done anything about contract tampering?
Because he does it himself?
Because it's not a thing. It's a rule in professional sports. It's not a law. There's no law against it.
Oh, I know there's no actual law.
And if he could have done something about it, he would have done it the first time, because all he would have had to do is take the person, we all assumed it was Swerve, that got called by WWE directly and said, hey, what's going on? He could have just took that guy and said, here's my proof. That guy tells a story. Tony Khan wins whatever he's trying to win. And then we go, but it doesn't matter, because contract tampering is a thing, but it's not a thing, people. And I've seen people bring this up, and I'll just bring it up myself too, because it is silly. Adam Copeland, his contract with WWE was up on a Friday. He showed up on an AEW pay-per-view on a Saturday, a pay-per-view that had just so conveniently had Christian as the headliner. They had a beautiful vignette, shot, produced, edited, all that. And you're trying to tell me
the night before Darby was driving the car.
You're trying to tell me all this was done in a span of 24 hours? No, it wasn't, because there was tampering going on. Whether you were doing it in a different way, probably. You probably had Christian doing the talking for you, and FTR, because I think it was his third to last podcast. Dax said one of his dream matches is FTR versus Edge and Christian. And he goes, I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything about this, but that match is a lot more likely to happen than a lot of people think. This was months ahead of Edge's last match. So it's like, shut up with the tampering, everybody. It happens between both of them. One of them just cries about it, and the other one don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I forgot Darby and Jack. So I just can't vision. Like, this is the one lock I have. If I had to pick one lock match, this is it. There's no way in hell Jack Perry should lose this match. It just shouldn't happen.
Okay.
I don't think
it's going to happen.
I don't think Sting should even show up on the show. If
they want to
if you want to do meet and greets with him and all that, you have that. Yeah, I don't think he should be on the show.
He's going to show up, dude. He's going to show up.
That's silly to me. He just fucking retired.
Oh, it's dumb. It's really dumb. He just retired, but this is Tony Khan, and this is what he does. Darby's never lost a coffin match, and Tony ain't going to make him lose one now. So Jack Perry can win.
You're taking Darby Allin here.
You're damn right I am.
I am fucking shocked. Again, everything in the world should tell you I don't even like Jack Perry, but I do. I think he's done a great job with the hands he's been dealt here, even though, it's probably his fault. He pivoted, which is something I say AEW isn't really good at, because they've proven time and time again they are not very good at pivoting. Jack Perry has said, oh, I am. And, man, all this would be for nothing if he loses. It would be pointless to me.
I know it would be great.
Pointless.
Yeah, it'd be great.
He's just like, Tony's too stupid.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we'll go to the next match that moved up after the promo battle last night, because, man, Will Ospreay murdered it. It was so good.
He absolutely mullered him.
The AEW American Championship match. Yes, that's right. I'm calling it the American Championship match because that is what your champion is calling it. Your champion, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and he is challenging Will Ospreay. Now, I want to start off by saying I thought it was a mistake to have them wrestle on Dynamite.
So do I.
And I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going to care about this match at All In. I will say I've changed my mind on one of those things because I'm now invested again. I truly want to see this match again, and I want to see it on a bigger stage. I think they're going to destroy it. I think that this is probably match of the night.
Match of the night.
I still don't think – I think the match could have been even bigger and better had they never –
if they hadn't touched. Yeah. You and I have the same opinion.
I do like
have the same opinion.
Last night.
The 59-minute and 58-second match was a total waste of time. Yes, it was very good for your TV ratings, and it was very good for just as a match. But the problem was Max won the belt. If Max won the belt, why'd you have him run for an hour? It was a waste of time. It was a complete waste of time. And this was on Dynamite 200 when you only had 3 matches on with a show where the best wrestle. It was done having Max and Will wrestle previously. However, I am fully invested in this match.
Yeah.
I know exactly who's winning, but I'm fully invested because I told you when they did the first match, the reason they've done this is to put the belt on Max now so he gets another accolade and then Will beats him in Wembley. I said this 6 months ago, and that's exactly what's going to happen on Sunday. Will Ospreay is not getting his jets cooled by Maxwell Jacob Friedman twice. He's going to beat Max. He's going to reinstate the International Championship. Max gets to keep his custom red, white, and blue piece of trash at home. All right? And the red coat, as he calls us all, the red coat terrorist, will be taking home the international title. Because otherwise, just like you with the Jack Perry thing, this don't make no goddamn sense.
Or does it?
No.
So we're different opinions here. I like that. I want to pick Will Ospreay because, again, as I said, he's won me over. I am all in on Will Ospreay.
Oh, he's going to do it with the Tiger Driver as well.
So I think I'm about to make a crazy prediction here, but I'm a crazy person and I like to think crazy. So I think MJF is winning here. I think I'm trying to think here, man. Because your feel-good moment is going to be the main event, in my opinion. That's going to be your feel-good moment.
See, it's not, in my opinion.
So that's why we're differing here. And this is good because the more we don't agree, the better the prediction is going to be.
Yes, it is.
So I think this is going to be your holy shit moment. Now, okay. I haven't decided how. I have two ideas. There's essentially the same idea, just 2 different people that are going to help Max win. Maybe even 3.
Danny Garcia.
Now, I think Daniel Garcia is a possibility who shows up and attacks Will Ospreay to help MJF. And you're like, what the heck? And guess what? Now you're going to tune into Dynamite to find out why. I think that's a great idea. I think Wardlow would be an interesting person to pair back up with Max. I don't know how much they truly hate each other. I don't know. I don't know if it's a work or not, which is good because I like being worked. But Wardlow hasn't really at Wardlow's peak. It was when he was with Max.
Yeah.
And I think you could literally tell the story of hey, I kind of went on my own and did this and it wasn't working for me. This guy gets things done. So he pairs himself back up with Max and helps him win. And then you got a Wardlow versus Will Ospreay match right there. Sign me up. Sign me up. Third option here, Don Callis. Don kicked him out, and he acted like it was all good, baby.
Yeah.
Don Callis ain't all good. He don't like when people do that kind of stuff to him. I think he could screw over Will Ospreay here, and MJF wins. And I feel like when there's that many options, and again, I don't like it when you have too many feel-good moments either on a show. I think you need to piss your fans off sometimes. I'm of that.
Oh, they're gonna piss the fans off, but it ain't gonna be in this match.
I think it's with this match because there's no other match that could get that kind of heat for a result, and there's no other person that could handle it more than Maxwell Jacob Friedman. So
okay,
I'm going ballsy here. I know it's ballsy, but I'm taking Max here. You're taking Will. I'm glad though because we got a lot of different opinions here. That one's gonna come back to haunt me. I know it is.
Yeah, it is.
I'm getting too crazy with it now. I mean, I'm getting too crazy with it. But now we'll go to the match that I am the most excited for. It's not the final match on the prediction because, again, I'm doing the main event last. But this is my match of the night. Yes. The AEW Women's Championship match between Toni Storm, your champion, and the savior of AEW Dynamite, Collision Dynamite, and all professional wrestling, Mariah May.
Who happens to be the hottest girl in professional wrestling right now, just on a side point. And I can say this because I'm English and she's from London, so you're welcome, world. But yes, this is the point where I think Tony pisses the fans off. Mariah's winning, mate. This whole feud makes 0 sense if Mariah May doesn't win the title. Toni Storm's been champion for what? A year?
Something like that. It's coming
around
close.
A year. Around a year. Now, yes, Toni cut her teeth on the English Indies. We love her over here. We always have. But Mariah May is in her hometown, in her biggest match of her life, in the biggest story she has ever been in, against the biggest babyface in the women's division. And this is the perfect opportunity to get that heat from the crowd that you said they're going to get in the Will Ospreay match. They're doing it in this one. Mariah May is winning the women's championship.
So I don't think there's heat if Mariah wins. I'm sure there's a few people who are going to be mad, but since she's the hometown girl, I don't think there's
no. Dude. Little secret. They all hate Mariah in London.
Okay.
She's been a heel her entire career.
I don't think there's no way we could compare the heat that they would get if Will lost to if Toni lost, though.
Well, no, but that's because Will is the most over guy in British wrestling in 20 years.
That's again, referencing his promo, ask anybody around the world.
But Will is winning, in my opinion. So Toni, unfortunately, as much as I love Toni Storm, she's my favorite female wrestler. She has been for a decade. Mariah May is taking the title. The glamour is going to make the belt glamorous. Toni Storm is going to lose. She is going to lose in bloody, painful fashion. And Mariah May is going to walk away as your new AEW World Women's Champion.
I hate to do this. Because, again, you just put over Mariah May. I think she's amazing. She's the women's wrestler of the year to me. That's how highly I think of Mariah May. Unfortunately, I don't think it's her time.
Okay.
I think AEW does. I think what they do sometimes is they kind of throw the title on people who aren't ready sometimes.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it works. I think sometimes you need to make people sink or swim.
Oh, I don't know. For example, Nick Wayne is trios champion.
I mean, Hangman Page is world champion. I don't think he was ready.
Yeah, no, it wasn't ready.
Great matches. Again, it's no.
Yeah, but everything else sucked.
I don't want to say it was his fault. I just think the booking for it was like kind of just
lame.
And again, that's AW's thing. So maybe I'm just being nitpicky. I don't know. I think he had the worst world championship of all the people who.
Oh, I completely agree.
Or not named CM Punk, because obviously he didn't get to defend his or anything, so his was terrible. But of all the people who did have a run, Hangman's is the worst, and it's not even close to me. And again, he has great matches. The matches
he's a great wrestler.
The title reign was just kind of
everything else he did sucked because he hadn't found his Lex Luthor yet. Yes. He's got him now.
So, and they did it with Sammy Guevara in the TNT title. They did it with Wardlow in the TNT title. I think Wardlow was probably ready. I just don't think
they just mishandled it chronically.
They did, so I don't want to put him in that category. But I do feel like they do that. Putting the tag titles on the Gun Club. I'm not ready for that. As much as I love the Gun Club, I'm not ready for it. No. I don't think Mariah May is ready for it. And again, it's not a knock on her at all because she's great.
Yeah, I don't think. Do you know what the difference is between Mariah May and the Gun Club?
She's experienced.
15 years of it.
Oh yeah, she's there's no
former Stardom Glorious Champion, former Stardom Tag Team Champion.
I'm not comparing the talents. What I'm comparing is when she turned on Toni. It was an incredible moment, and we all and the crowd was hot for it and everything. Ever since then, the crowd isn't really hot for Mariah. And I think, and again, I don't think it's anybody's fault because again, the story's been fantastic. It's why it's my favorite match of the show.
It's the best thing on AEW TV.
I think they jumped the gun on it a little bit with the turn because we've kind of been in cruise control for the past few weeks. But sometimes it's just not your time. And I think that's Mariah's case right now. I hope I'm wrong because I'm fully behind her. I would literally be giddy that she was champion. Just don't think it's going to happen because the promo she cut the week after, that crowd was dead. The week after that crowd was dead. They're not reacting to her the way I feel like they should be. And that's unfortunate for her. Hopefully I'm wrong. But for those reasons right there, I think Toni Storm wins. And I think a Mercedes versus Toni Storm match, title for title, I think that's way more
You are, however, forgetting the third wheel in this situation. Mina Shirakawa is going to side with her on again, off again, lesbian girlfriend over Toni Storm.
But hear me out. What if she doesn't? And then you have a Mina Shirakawa Mariah May feud afterwards.
I'd be fine with that.
So, like, again,
I'd be fine with that.
I think that's a possibility because Mina cut a promo where she says that she was confused by what Mariah May did. So she's kind of
conflicted.
Yeah. So what if they pulled the swerve here and was like, no, she's coming to help Toni Storm, so that Toni Storm can go about do her business, and then Mariah May has something, a feud, and we have a women's feud that doesn't revolve around title. And again, I think the idea of
Mercedes would make a change.
Of Mercedes versus Toni Storm title for title match is way more appealing than Mercedes versus Mariah. And again, not a knock on Mariah, just as far as like what you're trying to push. Mercedes a heel, Tony's a face. The dynamics there would be fantastic. Mercedes thinks she's the star. Toni Storm is the star. There's a great feud there. And I just have a feeling that Mercedes is going to have both women's titles. I just have that feeling. So
okay, that's
why I'm taking Toni Storm. I hate it for Mariah. I hope to the heavens above that I'm wrong. But I'm taking Toni.
You are. You're very wrong, Jimmy. As you said, you're never wrong until you are. And this is one of those cases when you are.
Again, I hope I am. I really do.
Well, it's one more easy step into me taking your predictions title off you. So
take the burden. You can't handle it. You can't handle it. All right. So now, and we're making great time for a change.
It does make a change.
Now it is time for the main event, the AEW World Title match between Swerve Strickland, your champion, and Bryan Danielson, your challenger. And if Bryan Danielson
that's the right name, the American fucking dragon, Bryan Danielson.
He is Bryan Danielson. And if he loses, he will never wrestle again. And I wanted to point this part about Dynamite's, because their segment last night was great too. Yeah, Swerve came across as a just ruthless mother. And I would love if Swerve wins and then Bryan Danielson tries to like show up on the indie shows or whatever, and then Swerve literally shows up and just beats him down and prevents the matches from happening. I just think that itself would be awesome, and then you could do that all the way.
Brilliant.
You could have brilliant.
Except there is a giant elephant in the room. Daniel Bryan promised his daughter, mate, in real life, that when she turned 7, he'd stop wrestling. Guess how old his daughter is?
8.
7.
She's 8.
She's 8 this year. She's not 8 yet. She's currently 7.
Okay, so she's
Bryan
not 8.
is going to come out. It's called the Final Countdown. That's what they've subheaded it. So Bryan's going to come out to the Final Countdown. The match is going to last an hour. He's going to give Swerve.
I fucking hope.
He's going to give Swerve the greatest match of his run, like he does with everybody else. He's going, and also, I've been saying this for 5 years. Bryan Danielson has one fatal weakness. He has no personal ambition. He has achieved the highest of heights in this business.
Yeah.
No matter what the rest of you say, the WWE Championship is the belt in professional wrestling.
And winning it in the main event of WrestleMania.
Yes, he won it in the main event of WrestleMania against Batista and Randy freaking Orton, 2 of the biggest stars the company had produced in the last 20 years. Bryan Danielson has already reached the mecca of professional wrestling. He has no personal goal. He has no personal ambition to become a champion. What he does have personal ambition for is to make the business better. And he understands that the best way to make AEW better right now is with Swerve on top. He's going to lose. He's going to lose in epic fashion after Swerve beats the holy living snot out of him and turns heel again. Because for some reason, they want Hangman versus Swerve to be heel-heel. Don't ask me why, but it's going to be.
I don't think Swerve's heel. I think Swerve is one of those characters that can skate the line back and
forth.
Well,
he's the Steve Austin of the situation.
Yes.
He doesn't change his character. He just stays the same guy.
It's very hard to pull the character off to the extent that he's doing. Yeah. I think he plays it perfectly. I think he does a wonderful job. I think
he does.
So after this match, he can go right back to being the face, even though people are gonna be mad at him. He just did what he had to do. It's not like he did it to be a bastard.
He is going to obliterate Brian. Brian is going to sell like nobody's business. Brian is going to put on one of the best matches we've ever seen in Wembley Stadium. But there is not a chance in hell that Brian Danielson walks out with the AEW World Title.
Man,
and even if he did, he's losing it the next week.
2 weeks. It all out.
2 weeks.
All out's 2 weeks away.
No, so Swerve wins.
Okay, so I'll address the first part. Brian Daniel, whatever, the American Dragon. That's what I'll call him because I always get him confused. The American Dragon promised his daughter he would stop doing something about the top to 7 years old. You know what else Brian Danielson, American Dragon, Daniel Bryan, whatever we're calling him is? He's a fucking liar. He loves to lie. He just loves it. He loves it. And he's literally put over everyone. That's literally been his job in AEW since he got there. As I'm just putting people over. I'm giving them the best matches of their careers, and I'm putting them over in the process. And that's why I think this is going to be different. I think Tony Khan your cat agrees with me.
No, he is completely disagreeing. He is a Swerve fan.
I'm a Swerve fan too. Love him. Again, he's been one of those guys. I think him and Mariah May have been the best signings AEW has made outside of Mox and Punk. That's how I regard those two. I think it's just too good of a feel-good moment. And Tony has proven that above everything else with his booking, he loves to send the fans home happy. I don't think this is about Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. I'm sorry. Again,
send the fans home happy. Did Adam Cole win the world title last year at All In? The most popular American star on British soil, by the way, if you didn't know.
He was not.
Would have sent the fans home happy, got a louder reaction. I was there, by the way. Got a much louder reaction than MJF. Got the fans cheering for him more than MJF. Got a bigger reaction than him in the tag match before MJF. And I believe, just correct me if I'm wrong here, Jim, but I believe MJF retained last year at All In.
Yeah, and he should have. Because there was a story they were continuing, and then it just got derailed because Adam Cole got injured. A story
that went on for too damn long and should have ended 2 months before.
Because Adam Cole got injured, and that's for a whole other time of day. But there was clearly somewhere they were going with it. It just got ruined, and that's why Max won. And at the time, Max was on that trajectory of becoming the tweener there for AEW.
No, I'll agree with that. Like, he got a big reaction, but the fans wanted Adam Cole to win. Didn't want MJF to retain. And Tony booked MJF to retain.
Do the fans love Adam Cole as much as they love Bryan Danielson? Don't lie to me.
Nobody loves Adam Cole as much as they love Bryan Danielson.
I do, but that's for another story. My point there is you can't compare that match to this one because
it's not chalk and cheese. They're wrestlers.
No, you're taking a person who is highly regarded as one of the absolute best to ever do it. And you want to cement him in your history books by having him as part of your title lineage. And you do that by convincing that I give them all the credit in the world because I don't know if I'm right here. This could go either way, and I love it when that happens because, again, they've been predictable. They've been moving away from that, and I do enjoy it more that way.
Mm-hmm.
I think this retirement stipulation was genius, but I refuse to believe, and this isn't a knock on Swerve, that Bryan Danielson's last match is against Swerve Strickland. I can't vibe with that. And again, that's not a knock on Swerve. I think Swerve's number 2 in the world today. That's, again, I think very high. But I just don't see this being his last match. I just can't do that. I can see Jon Moxley being his last match. That's believable to me. I can see Will Ospreay being his last match. That's believable to me. Kenny Omega even. I cannot. And that's just AW people. I cannot see Bryan Danielson's last match against Swerve. I just can't.
I can. As I've said, Bryan has no personal ambition. Bryan's only ambition is to make the business better.
This isn't about Bryan, though. This is about Tony. This is about Tony.
No, it's not just about Tony, because Brian has virtual full creative control over Brian.
Real quick. Hey, Sting wanted to do the job on the way out too. Tony didn't let him.
Yeah, but Sting didn't have full creative control over his character. Brian does.
Doesn't matter.
Brian has Hulk Hogan level creative control in AEW.
You're just gonna be like, no, Tony, I'm not doing.
And there is no bigger deal than the best wrestler in the world putting over the first African American AEW World Heavyweight Champion.
He's already been put over when he beat Will Ospreay. Because nobody thought he was going to beat him. Nobody did. Let's be real here. I'm speaking in majority here. You had a thought that was going to happen, but when they announced the match, everyone was like, "You're kidding me." That was the general consensus. So when he beat Will Ospreay, he was a made man, and I think losing to Bryan Danielson isn't like anything that's going to knock you down a peg or two.
No, it's not going to knock you down a peg. It's just not happening, Jim.
We'll
it's just not happening.
We'll see about
it's just not happening.
Tony likes to book a certain way, just like Vince McMahon liked to book a certain way.
Yes, Tony does like to book a certain way backwards. I will agree with you there. Vince this is a match that Brian has requested. This is a match that Brian has put together. This is a match that Brian has creative control over. This is a match that Brian is losing.
No.
I love him. I love Bryan Danielson. But his fatal flaw is he doesn't have ambition for himself, only for his opponents and the business. Swerve is winning.
It's possible. It's possible.
It's guaranteed.
I honestly don't know. I'm just looking at other things. And the main thing I'm looking at is Tony Khan's booking style, and that he loves to make the fans go home happy. And the fans will be through the roof if there was one there.
Oh, yeah.
Bryan Danielson wins the AEW.
It's kind of a roof.
It doesn't count. So that's why I'm taking Swerve. Again, he said
You're taking Swerve. Wise man.
No, I'm taking Bryan Danielson.
Well, you just said you were taking Swerve.
No, if I said that, it was completely a flub, and I didn't mean that.
A spoonerism, sir. It was a spoonerism.
So, again, he told Sting no. He's telling Bryan Danielson no. Because, again, those names...
But what you're forgetting, yes. But what you're forgetting is that was legitimately Sting's last match. The whole pay-per-view was booked around Sting was retiring after this match, win, lose, or draw.
Okay. And
this is not Bryan is retiring, win, lose, or draw. This is Bryan is retiring if he loses, not win, lose, or draw.
So he's not
Bryan's losing, man. No, he is losing. He's losing, dude.
No. Okay, if he loses, do you see him going to WWE?
Yes. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, because he said he didn't want it, but he's a liar, everybody.
Yeah.
He's a liar.
He'll go in the Hall of Fame.
Of course.
Bree will insist. Bree will insist he goes in the Hall of Fame.
This year?
No.
I don't think Bree would insist. I think they're mad at WWE for something silly, but
they always are. The Garcia twins are not exactly happy with anybody these days.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. I think Bryan Danielson. I think he's re-signed for a few months, and I think his final match in AEW will be at Wrestle Dream.
Okay. Well, for once, these predictions are quite. Either way, we didn't just pick the same people except for one match.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 title changes at All In. That's crazy compared to my 1. 2. I have 2. That's the big difference here.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting.
He's not doing All In England next year, correct? Doing it in Texas.
Nope. Because WrestleMania is coming into Wembley, baby.
Tony Khan has also heard all the rhetoric and the shit from last year, people being disappointed in All In.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to correct that this year. And he's a mark. The only way he knows how to correct that is by changing titles.
No.
Brian's losing me.
That AEW fan base don't care about changing titles. They just care about 20-minute marathon matches.
I'm part of the AEW fan base. I care about changing titles.
Bro, you're part of the wrestling fan base. You're not part of the AEW.
Mate, I spent £64 on this t-shirt. That's $87 to you.
That doesn't mean anything, man.
It does. It means I'm an AEW fan,
Are you a
regardless
crazy?
till the end.
You think I'm referring to just regular fans, or you think I'm referring to crazy diehard?
Oh no, you're referring to supermarks.
Yes, and that no, I don't like using the word marks in a bad way because I myself am a mark. I think marks are great. Smarks are the problem.
That's supermarks.
Smart marks. They think they know way too much and everything, and blah 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 blah. We know a few of them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the show. I hope they don't add maybe one more match.
I was really looking forward to the show, but I'm going to be on a campsite in Devon while it's on.
A campsite, like in a tent?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, dude.
I know. For 2 weeks.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. So I'm going to miss All In. So I will have my phone. Please let me know the results.
I'll keep you updated during the match. Another thing I'm excited for is it's the middle of the day show for me too. So it's like a long show.
Yeah, I think it's a 7 p.m. start for us, or 6 p.m. start.
So that would be 1 or 12 or 1 for me, which again isn't a problem because that means I don't have to go to bed at a stupid hour of the night. And I know that sounds crazy coming from me because overseas, y'all are the real champs. Y'all do it all the time. If I can avoid having to do it, I'm going to be very happy about it. So I am glad that this is working out the way because AEW pay-per-views have been rough.
Yeah. Well, I was at All In last year and it was 7 hours long.
Yeah. It's
to the point that my brother and our friend Simon left before the MJF Adam Cole match because they just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
It was just too long to be sat in a stadium seat.
It was
and if you smoke, people, very bad habit, you shouldn't smoke. But if you smoke cigarettes, 7 hours without a fag, it's a long period of time.
Smoking that J, baby. But yes.
Well, so do I. But
that was the AEW All In prediction show. We are way off base. Like we're pretty dead on. Not this time. So that's fucking amazing. That's good.
Like I said, I decided that I would go with my head this time rather than my heart. I have thought about this logically. From a business standpoint, whatever makes the most sense. Except for the Brian Swerve match, which literally comes down to the fact that Brian has no ambition and he is booking this match.
I want to go ahead and give AW credit here because I feel like the fact that we have so many different choices is a testament to how much better the booking has been for the show.
Yeah, if this was last year's All In, we'd have the same matches for every single person.
The build has always been kind of the question mark for me in AW. The shows deliver 9 times out of 10.
Oh yeah,
they did a good job building this one, with the exception of the Britt Mercedes. But again, shit happens, and that's why I don't think
going the way.
I don't think they did a bad job. It just could have been better. Thanks, Britt. Don't get suspended next time. But that is the show. Thank you for tuning in. Nick, I'm going to allow you to take the reins. If you will have anything you'd like to tell anybody, feel free to do so now.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what I do, if you enjoy the sound of my voice, you can find me over on the Wrestling Legion YouTube channel. We have been away for a while because life has been getting in the way for all of us. We're going to be away for another 2 weeks, but we'll be relaunching the channel when I get back. In January, I have a very exciting project that I'm starting with our friend from the Raw Ball podcast, The Captain, which is going to be a biography series entitled Our Life in Wrestling, where we look back over the matches and careers of a very specific group of wrestlers who affected us as fans. I'm very excited for this, putting a lot of work into it, and it's going to be something I hope really special. You can find me also next. Wrestling with Your Thoughts is done for the year, Jim.
I figured.
So you have yet again spent another year as the WYT champion. Oh, and he's frozen. Yeah, you spent another year as a WYT champion. That is 2 years back to back of no one being able to beat this man. Next year, I hope to find some more challenges. I hope to find somebody who can finally try and take the belt off Jimmy. Because as much as people keep telling me to do it, no, I'm the host.
He can't.
I don't compete. I can fantasy book, but I don't compete. I don't go up against my champion. My name is not Vince McMahon.
Triple H can beat me. He just stole from me, bro.
Yeah, that's a good point. Other than that, you can find us on weekly podcasts. You can find us doing all sorts of stuff I myself will be starting a game streaming channel when I get back. So
You
can find
still
me
do
in
this
there.
one? Take over the table?
That is also on hiatus because the lads have got football season.
Oh my!
So but you can watch. Yeah, I know it's football season in America apparently. So their weekends are kind of taken up. So Take Over the Table is also on pause, unfortunately. And we were 2 shows away from New Orleans, Jim.
The fuck, man.
So I will see if I can get them together one weekend or a weekday or something for another couple of episodes.
The most heelish shit
because I know you really want to do New Orleans with us.
They did that on purpose. They wanted to take my joy away from something, man. That's what I get for beating them in the fantasy booking. They took that away from me.
And always remember, we are just 2 geeks obsessed with a good show. Our opinion means nothing without yours in the comments below.
Yes. So, on top of what he was just saying, me and him are also going to be working on something to come in the near future because I am back in this game that we call podcasting. I'm trying to get busy with it. The Positively Awesome Wrestling podcast we're currently in talks for the return on that. We're still working some things out. We're going to change the night and all that. But we're still working out some details on that. But that is coming back soon, as well as the stuff that I'm going to be trying to get done with him and maybe the other fellows. We'll see how it pans out, works out, all that. But yes, I am trying to return. And then also, I'm horrible about this. I can't remember the channel. But if you follow me on Twitter, I'll be promoting it. I'll be on next Tuesday. So 5 days from now, 6 days, I don't know. I'm not good with that. But Tuesday, the next night the NXT is on television, I will be doing a prediction show for Bash in the Berlin over on a buddy's channel. He's been a guest on the Positively Awesome Wrestling, so y'all have seen him before if you're watching this now and you've watched me in the past. Again, follow me on the Twitter, X, blah, 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 blah. I'll promote it, and you can just go to his channel there. Make sure you subscribe to it, too, because he's a cool dude. I co-signed for that man. So that's what I'll be doing Tuesday. And again, other stuff. I'm getting back in this game because I'm bored and I like talking about wrestling. So that's what we're going to be doing there. And I know the channel, I don't think he's uploading anymore, but you can still go check out the content over at Slam Sessions because if you like toys and you like wrestling, this man has wrestling toys. And it's
the Matt Cardona of wrestling YouTube.
Right there. He's right on that level. Not even joking. Matt Cardona has shouted him out before on one of his collections. So check that out. He's a good dude and he's part of Positively Awesome Wrestling. So support us all. I'm really glad that we didn't go as long as I thought we would here. So that's always a plus. And that's all. I've rambled too long. Thank you guys for joining, and I will see y'all around. And Nick, it was good to see you. You will be losing.
Yes, it was, dude.
Enjoy the show, everybody.
Peace.
I'll keep it, Nick. Deuces or no.